Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakodash, the honors of the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to Akim, Christians, word in truth, and sincerity and all charity on the brother Abba Allah, coming at you now a lesson through the spirit part of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakodash. Today's video is going to be based on Acts 14, verse 22. Alright. Get straight to it. It says Acts 14 verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. Right? So when the scripture speaks to us, man, it speaks to us unto us as an exhortation, or as a reminder that we got to continue fight this good fight of faith, right? Because part of us drinking of the cup of the Most High is suffering, all right? And not only that, we are also bearing the nation of the Lord because we sinned against the Most High, all right? And that sin brought corruption into our mind, all right, which brought, damnation, dysfunction, in our souls, in our mind, all right? And now the Lord is calling us back through this word and purifying us through the tribulation, through the hell that's appointed unto us, man. Like it tells you in the book of Thessalonians, right? Not to be moved by the afflictions that are appointed unto us, man. We all got a set, tailor set portion of tribulation, hell, all right, tests, if you will, to trials, that are gonna, face us and present themselves to us, all right, and those are to purify us, to make us better, to increase our faith, all right, to purify, and make us without blemish, unspotted from this world, like the scriptures tell us, all right. And we're supposed to endure all affliction for the elect's sake, man. Scriptures endure all things for the elect's sake, man. Because ultimately, we no longer live for ourselves, but for Yahushai. All right, and Yahushai has gave us, this truth. All right, and He commanded us to go teach in the highways and the byways and feed the flock, feed the elect. Feed His sheep. You see. So we gotta endure all things for the elect's sake, man. And we gotta confirm each other's souls, man. So we're gonna read what it says. It says, what does confirming the souls mean? All right. And it says the Greek word translated confirming means to straighten, establish, make firm, or support. Paul and Barnabas had just preached in cities where believers faced persecution. They returned not just to make more converts, but to strengthen the faith of those who had already believed. This involved encouraging them to remain steadfast in the truth, preparing them for persecution rather than promising an easy life. All right, what did Bruce Lee say? Something, brothers always mention, don't pray for an easy life, but pray for the strength to endure a hard one. And that's really from the scriptures, man. All right. Scripture says that faith, in the day of adversity, that strength is small, like faith is small, man. So we gotta pray for more faith, all right, more strength, all right, because this narrow path that we're in is only gonna get harder, man. Right? We're not supposed to pray for an easy life. We gotta pray for the strength, all right? The firmness. And that all comes through what? Experience, and how you get experience through the persecution, like it tells you in Romans the 5th chapter. Right? We glory in our afflictions because it produces ultimately hope. Okay? So it says to finish off, grounding them in sound doctrine so they would not fall away. Notice the rest of the verse, exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. All right, so it says the confirmation of their souls came through exhortation, encouragement, and correction, teaching endurance, setting proper expectations that tribulation is part of the walk. All right, so we gotta expect hell, man. All right, we gotta expect, tribulation. And once you anticipate it, you know that ultimately it's the will of the Lord, and what the scripture says, all things working for good to them that love Yahweh Bashem Yahshai is coming, right? And that's why when these challenges we're supposed to already be prepared to face them, all right? Because if we're meditating diligently in the Lord, man, all right. So give you some precepts, Luke 22:32. But I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. Right? So whenever we overcome a certain situation, tribulation, or experience, that serves for us as experience, all right, to share and exhort another brother. You see? That's why we ultimately look at the best example is Yahushua, all right? The author and finisher of our faith. And the Lord has set up the apostles, the elders, all right, as examples, man, how to walk and live according to the scriptures, man. So we use them as a guide, all right. 1 Thessalonians 3 verse 2, to establish you and to comfort you concerning your faith, that no man should be moved by these afflictions, right? Because we becoming hardened, all right. Part of enduring is to be hardened, man. Endure persecutions. He that endured to the end, the same should be saved. So the Lord is making us harder, so to speak. He's purifying those that weak nature, man. Okay. So it says 1 Peter 5:10, but the God of all grace, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. You see? So we gotta use these scriptures as a comfort, right? As a reminder, hey, these things are gonna happen, but guess what? The Lord, He's gonna give you a way out. He's gonna strengthen you. He's gonna establish you, right? Like we just read, settle you. And what it says, through that patience possesses your soul, man. So part of suffering and enduring is keep your soul, man. All right. Scripture says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also keep it from the hour of temptation. So the Lord sees our sacrifice. The Lord sees our hardships. All right, and the Lord is not ungrateful to forget our labor of love, man. We just gotta endure the sufferings, man. Drink the cup, finish the course, and the Lord is gonna reward us at the end of the day. All right. So just to finish off, it says one more verse, Hebrews 10 and verse 23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, exhorting one another. All right, it's quoting it. Practically, it says practical application: confirming someone's soul is more than offering comfort. It means helping a brother or sister become spiritually established so they remain faithful when trials come. It includes teaching the scripture, exhorting them to continue in the faith, correcting with love when necessary, reminding them that tribulation is part of the path to the kingdom, not a sign that God has abandoned them. This is why Paul immediately connected and confirmed the soul with that statement. We must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Right? And that's it, man. Teaching the scriptures, be diligent, man. That's part of the Lord spiritually establishing us, reminding each other that tribulation comes with the reward, man. Before we get rewarded, we got to suffer. All right? Doing this lesson alone, all right, is watering myself and the flock, Lord willing. And it's part of, being spiritually established, man. So hopefully this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakodash. The next time I say Shalom and Abad.